back. It is Hormone Month, and today we are going to talk about the root causes and cutting-edge strategies to optimize your thyroid. So I'm going to give you 5 root causes behind why the thyroid may not be working properly, and then I'm going to give you 5 cutting-edge solutions for it. When we think about the thyroid, a lot of times we have all the thyroid symptoms, yet we go into our regular doctor and we run a panel and it says, hey, your TSH is normal. It's within range. What is that range? Typically, it's anywhere between 0.5 to 5. And if you're on the low end or the high end, as long as you're in the range, typically they're not going to associate any functional imbalance of the thyroid. But that could be the furthest thing from the truth. If you're dealing with hair loss, low energy, weight gain, low libido, infertility, we got to look at the thyroid. If you have looked at it, we got to maybe look at it differently. And so we're going to walk through those 5 root causes of both hypo and hyperthyroidism and give you 5 cutting-edge solutions to start turning things around. Hey, want to drop this for you real quick. At the end of this month, the last Tuesday of the month, we are going to do a infertility masterclass. If you're struggling with infertility or you're thinking about fertility in the future, if any of your friends or family members have dealt with miscarriages, infertility, can't conceive, this masterclass is going to be for you. Dr. Reed Jarvis and myself will be hosting this the last Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to our Instagram, Real Health Co., and look in our link tree. Download the form to fill out so that you can attend our infertility masterclass. All right, let's get into it. Part 1, what are the 5 root causes behind why your thyroid may be your problem? Number 1, we got to look at autoimmunity. Did you know that Hashimoto's thyroiditis is the number 1 cause of hypothyroidism in the U.S.? Hashimoto's. It's, I believe, the most undiagnosed condition, and because of how medicine treats it, they don't typically look at it, but it is essential to look at. The root cause behind the thyroid, even when your TSH levels are normal, could be that it is autoimmune, that your body is literally attacking it. And it could be Hashimoto's, and it could also be Graves' disease, which is going to create more of a hyper or excessive thyroid hormone response. Autoimmune attacks the thyroid over time, and then it therefore starts to reduce hormone output over time. It takes a while. But this is a rooted immune system dysregulation. The problem is not the thyroid, it is the immune system. Okay, so when your thyroid levels are normal, look at autoimmunity. Number 2, if your thyroid levels are normal, did you know that most of your thyroid's job is not to make the active thyroid hormone, T3? It's actually to make something called T4. Your thyroid releases T4. T4 mainly goes to the liver and is converted to an active form of T3. T3 then has the actual hormonal thyroid effect on your cells. That is the process by which we have to look at the body and understand, hey, if we don't have enough T3, the issue may be not your thyroid, may not be autoimmunity, it could be the liver. The liver is responsible for thyroid conversion. So when we look at poor conversion of T4 to T3, we got to look at the liver and the gut. Inflammation, nutrient deficiencies, and the liver have a massive impact on how well your body converts T4 to T3. Number 3, the issue could be stress. Did you know that there is another hormone in the body called reverse T3? The reverse T3 actually binds on the same receptors as T3 does, but it blocks those receptors from hearing T3, okay? And reverse T3 is an inactive form of T3. When we look at ratios between reverse T3 and T3, if reverse T3 is in excess of its normal range, you will have a functional thyroid issue. Your T3 levels may be normal. Your TSH levels are going to be normal. Your T4 levels are going to be normal, and you don't have autoimmunity. What's the issue? Your body is creating too much reverse T3. Reverse T3, an excess amount is due to stress, trauma, and inflammation. Stress, trauma, and inflammation. But it is the inactive form that puts the brake on your whole thyroid system. Too much reverse T3 could be the problem. Question: when was the last time you went to your doctor and they tested reverse T3? Well, if they aren't, it needs to be tested. Number 4, look at nutritional deficiencies. Guys, this is a big one. Selenium is probably one of the biggest supporters to a healthy thyroid. Selenium and iodine. Those are my 2 favorite. Now, there's other B vitamins like B6 is very effective and zinc, but these allow your body to actually even make T4. So in order for the thyroid to synthesize T4, we need selenium, zinc, iodine, iron, B vitamins. And so maybe we don't even look at the thyroid yet. Why don't we just do a basic blood panel, look at the CBC panel, and look at any anemia. If you're iron anemic, you're going to have a thyroid problem. You're going to have a functional thyroid issue. If you're B vitamin depleted, you will have a functional thyroid issue. If your selenium, zinc, and iodine levels, these minerals are low, you're going to have a thyroid issue. So what do we do? All right, we're going to get into those cutting-edge strategies here in just a second, but we have to look at nutrient deficiencies as a 4th major cause behind why the thyroid may not be working properly. The last one, what's your toxic load look like? Number 5, toxicity is a major issue to thyroid health. What are the big influencers? Mercury, fluoride, BPA, phthalates, and parabens are major hormone disruptors. If we look at BPA, heavy metals, and even just fluoride, the thyroid literally loves those heavy metals and toxins. It absorbs them at such a high level. I was going to sneeze.
No.
I didn't sneeze. All right, we're good. When you're looking at toxins that block iodine uptake and interfere with hormone signaling, these are the main toxins to associate. So obviously we remove plastics, we get mercury out of the body. But hey, when we look at the thyroid, toxins play a massive role in how well the thyroid itself is functioning. Okay, so let's get into it. Part 2, 5 cutting-edge solutions to start getting the thyroid healthy. Ready? First one goes with the first root cause. We got to address autoimmunity. We got to focus on the gut healing. We've talked about that. We've talked about extensively how to heal the gut. Okay, go back to the digestive system and the immune system series, and we'll talk all about the gut. Okay, what are some simple things? If you have a functional thyroid issue associated with autoimmunity, you got to get rid of gluten. Gluten is a massive interfere with thyroid function. We see molecular mimicry at its finest when we look at gluten and we look at thyroid. What does that mean? It means that when your body reacts to gluten, it will counter-react, cross-react with your thyroid. Removing gluten decreases the immune effect on your thyroid. Another thing to think about, and this is just like a bonus for you, if you have vitiligo, which is the white patches on your body, right? It's an autoimmune issue. If you have vitiligo, you typically have Hashimoto's. If you have Hashimoto's, you typically have vitiligo. So if you're standing there and you look and you see those white patches on your arms, legs, face, wherever, and you have vitiligo, make sure you get your thyroid checked. There's a common connection between vitiligo and Hashimoto's. Number 2, associated with addressing autoimmune conditions, is to reduce inflammatory triggers, right? Stress, infections, Epstein-Barr plays a big role here. And then you've got to test. Autoimmune Hashimoto's, you got to test. What do you test? You test your TPO, your thyroid peroxidase antibodies, and your thyroglobulin antibodies, your TPO and your TG antibodies. Number 2, support the conversion of T4 to T3 with nutrients. What nutrients to take? Support the liver. This could be milk thistle, N-acetylcysteine, glutathione. If you've listened to my podcast long enough, you would know that these are massive influencers on how well the liver functions. You've got to take selenium. Research shows about 200 micrograms per day of selenium, about 25 milligrams a day of zinc, and magnesium and B6 are great thyroid converting nutrients. There's a product called Thyroid Synergy from a company called Designs for Health. I am not affiliated with them, but this is a product I use in my office. So if you wanted an all-inclusive one product, Thyroid Synergy works really, really well for most people. Ladies, don't forget about protein. Why is protein so important for the thyroid? Because protein is actually what's needed to transport your thyroid hormone. Protein deficiency, okay, anemia, iron anemia, so iron deficiency, are major issues with conversion of your thyroid hormone from T4 to T3. All right, number 3, reduce your stress. Stress management. What do we do here, right? When we look at cortisol levels being elevated, it will cause your body to make more reverse T3. So you got to prioritize sleep. Get adjusted, okay? Get adjusted once, twice, 3 times a week in those seasons of high stress. Be intentional about your breath work. Take adaptogens like ashwagandha and rhodiola. These are awesome adaptogens to help your body combat stress. And then test. Look at a cortisol stress test. It's where you just spit in a tube 4 times throughout the day and you see what your cortisol pattern looks like. Am I high? Am I low? Am I high in the morning, low in the evening, low in the morning, high in the evening? And these are all very helpful tools to understand more about how you handle stress. For this month in the office, this is a side bonus for you. We're doing, as a hormone month, 10% off all hormone lab tests. All hormone lab tests, 10% off, and all of our supplements that are hormone-based, buy one, get one 50% off. Buy one, get one 50% off, and that includes the Thyroid Synergy. Number 4, do some functional lab testing. Go to your practitioner, nurse practitioner, medical doctor, DO, DC, whoever, and go beyond TSH. So what would I include? I would include free T3, free T4, reverse T3, and thyroid antibodies. That is a great general thyroid panel. You can add cortisol to that because that's always helpful. But when you look at understanding the thyroid more and addressing it, you have to test to know where you're at. Okay. And the last one, number 5, detox the thyroid environment. Detox the thyroid environment. What does this mean? It means remove chloride, chlorine, fluoride from your water, from your toothpaste, right? Because those halogens love the thyroid and create a lot of endocrine disruption there. Avoid plastics and petroleums. Ladies, get BPA, phthalates, and parabens out of your body. And then just gentle detoxification daily. What does that look like? It looks like sweating, saunas, activated charcoal. Those are great ways to help the body just daily detox. When looking at the thyroid, it doesn't have to be complicated. It's complicated when we just look at TSH and say you're fine, yet you have all the thyroid symptoms. That's a problem. Go beyond TSH and understand more about how the thyroid actually works. This guide, our thyroid guide, will be on our resources page at realhealthco.com. realhealthco.com. Go into our resources tab and you'll see, is my thyroid a problem? Okay. And you can learn all about the thyroid, what we talked about today. Send it to a friend, give it as a resource, and make sure you sign up for our Infertility Masterclass the last Tuesday of the month, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to Instagram, sign up, register. If you have infertility, miscarriages, or know anyone in your life that's trying to optimize fertility, this is the seminar for you. All right. Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Real Health Podcast. Our passion is to add value to your healthcare journey. Anything that we do, we want to do it within a community to help as many people as possible. Thanks for listening to episodes of the Real Health Podcast. If you could like If you can subscribe and you can share, it would help our mission to reach as many people with real health that produces real results for real people.